Okay, daily trading recap. We are back here. It is Tuesday, the start of the week here on the 22nd of February, 2022. Another nice little day on the P&L. Again, going after that spread trading strategy, looking for volatility within that first 15 minutes of market open, putting a lot more data research and collection into the ES, the futures MES aspect of it. Man, I've been freaking racking my brain learning how to code. I'm able to hack into the White House now at this point, but doing more backtesting and research like that, it's very fun, and expanding myself and pushing myself just knowledge-wise, intellectually-wise, is very fun that way. So getting a nice little, looking for 3 points above and open the below, and we had that within the first 3 minutes, I think 4 minutes, yeah, it was very nice to see that happening. Especially, I would have been less tempted to do so had we continued this downtrend sentiment that happened on that futures open from Sunday or Monday. That would have been yesterday. Of if we would have kept downtrending or kept in this same little channel, been pushing lower, I would have been feeling more convicted of a trend day happening as a result of that, in regards as compared to what happened today, where we do reclaim back to the previous close of Friday there, and we're kind of back in that range again. So where it's logistically or kind of I don't know, emotionally wise, I look at it as, okay, now we're in the speculation zone again, because if anybody has a predefined position that is looking to establish themselves within the first 15 minutes of market open, playing that volatility of that style of trade, now it becomes, if that, like what I was previously alluding to, of if we were still in that downtrend, you clearly understand what your steps are going to be when we get to market open, versus when we get to price action here, like today. We do have a little bit more of a sell-off into the open, but it's just kind of that undefined line of, okay, well, we're still kind of back where we were. We did have a little bit harder of a sell-off with those futures opens, but it's so it's a little bit more of an iffy situation in regards to just like immediate price action from the get-go of the, once that bell rings and everybody's trying to get going and all that volume coming in, where our line is going to be established. So it just kind of drawing my lines that way and getting more of a feel and intuition for trading that style with that. So I could have definitely got it for more. I think I cut myself short on the upside, only taking it for like 2.5 points for me trying to manage that calculation myself without the benefit of the studies of that Ninja Trader order entry. But that's for later down the road at this point. And then I was also able to nail a little, I knew I was kind of still going on the back of, if we were in that more of a trend day convicted style state, that it was a harder gap down, or we were continuing to press in this channel here, 426 to 428 on SPY, that if we were in that point, that I was kind of tempted to, hey, let's maybe take like a 1 micro E-mini share or contract to just play the long side or play the short side, whichever we feel which way it's going to go there for the trend day. Kind of like we saw on Friday of, yeah, it had its little morning volatility. I'm just tired of scrolling there. But once we start to test those levels and it's confirmed that, hey, there's going to be more of a move or a breakout sentiment for the day to move in this direction, hey, that's a nice, even for a 1 micro contract, that's still a very nice move to sit and be a part of. And of course, I'm not in the game of trying to be correct or make that my entire trading strategy of being directional with the SPY, for what a crapshoot that is on this day. But it worked out pretty nicely going long here, as I'm seeing the Qs were just still skyrocketing, hitting new high of days during market hours around this 9:40-ish time frame. And we were just under VWAP. Tick was looking nice with buying pressure coming in that early morning sell-off that was happening right out of the gate. So we were still hovering around 600, plenty of room left to the upside for buying pressure to come in this one, saying that, yeah, there could be a nice little move here coming to the upside, and was able to take that for 20 points, however much that was. We're looking at, yes, here at 9:30 time frame. Yeah, around that point, I'm taking in 434. I want to say I had something around there. And selling in this little perk here just at 4344. I think was my exit on that little 1 micro contract. So nice. I mean, lucked out on both of those. Not so much lucked out on that first one. That's that planning and strategizing with that spread volatility trading within that first 15 minutes. But yeah, then kind of just riding it along and taking profits as they were there on that little 1 micro trade. I could have seen myself taking off one or scaling out of that position if I had more contracts to give up with that little long sit that I was in for the morning session, thinking There could have been far more in the afternoon, but sure enough, it started tanking, falling off for the afternoon session, but reclaiming pretty nicely, pretty decently-ish into the close, and then selling off, and then reclaiming a little bit decently-ish. Very interesting beast that this S&P 500 is. 100%. I did not go over, just do this for reference for me very quickly, 510. Oh, and it's gone. And it's back. Market internals, fundamentals for the day. We are 31 minutes after the close here. NASDAQ, $251 billion volume. NYSE, $348 billion volume. OTC's $2.0 billion volume on the day. And again, no other real hard-hitting equity or listed side tickers that I was so enraptured in today to be able to trade. DWAC had an insane move here in this early pre-market session, going up to $138 on that ticker price, but opening just under $100 there, and really full death sentiment on that one today. I don't know if Chris was trying to play a dip and rip setup on this one, or trying to play any curl back to VWAP for any craziness to get this thing back to green from the open price. But that's what everybody, all the guys, the red names in the chat were saying with this one of, hey, they had trying as hard as they could to get reserved shorts, to get borrows on this stock to play it short, but all the while respecting the ability for this thing to just go absolutely insane like it did in this pre-market here. And I think it was just unfortunate that a lot more couldn't have been along for the ride because they already got squeezed out crazily in this early pre-market session. Got tooled with their emotions that way. So just kind of lackluster day that was today. But just like Bowen was alluding to in the pre-market prep as well of, it's great and awesome to see this move here in pre, but it certainly doesn't mean that a secondary move like that it's going to reclaim to that 138 level in market hours today, or that it would have any move for the next week. And I think it's just that's why this ticker has just continued to be on my watch list, and it's just continuing to press and press and press here. But should a longer term move continue to come from it, then now I've almost forced myself into a situation that I do have to wait specifically for that ultimate move to happen at once, versus me kind of bag holding a share like an AMC or a GME bag holder degenerate share trade versus this chart that's just continuing to rise and rise, and getting days like this where it's I'm not even awake, like I can't trade it at this point. But yeah, certainly good to see it at least happening at some point on this bad boy. That is all I really had today, keeping it nice and short and simple. Just going after those repeatable, predictable, unemotional based trades that compiling more and more data upon, and just grinding that harder, getting away from the bias that I know I throw on these charts, and with my own eyes, with the lens that I look at these charts to say, oh yeah, I know this type of setup and playbook trade. This is exactly what I'm seeing, where there's so many blurred lines in that, and gray areas of trying to trade that way and thinking, oh yeah, that's, I remember this type of chart or what it did that way. No, this is actually what it did on this day, and seeing specifically what it did there, and then going through specific SPY data or MES data and saying, okay, this is exactly what it did here. This is how we can trade. These are the numbers based upon that. And it's never going to be 100% that way, but it's also never going to be 100% just intuition based or gut based either, of, oh, I see this chart here, I think it's going to do this, and just because I have a gut feeling on it, I don't have any hard data on it. It's never going to be that, like, it's never going to be too extreme, but it's always going to be fine-tuning that, bringing both aspects of that to harmonious symphony to be able to trade upon that way. So that's what I'm working with right now, and I sincerely thank you guys for watching. We will catch you guys next time.